Okay, so section 5.2 is going to be more normal CDF. Just the new wrinkle here is that instead of this always being the standard normal distribution, it could have any mean and standard deviation. So it's not always a mean of 0 and standard deviation of 1. But it functions really the same way. So we want here the probability that some x value is less than 77. So we're still looking at the normal distribution, but this time, instead of the center being at 0, try to picture the center being at 85. So 85 lives right here in the middle. Okay, 77 would be somewhere over here, and we want any x's that are less than 77. So we'd be shading the bottom left-hand portion of this curve. Right? So x less than 77. So our lower limit, we want to go somewhere low. I mean, we could go to negative 100, negative 1,000. With a standard deviation of 5, if we start at 0, we'll be fine. Standard deviation of 5 is pretty small when the mean is at 85. So you don't have to be excessive with that, but if you want to, really it's not going to matter. But so again, we want second and the variables key for our distribution menu, and it's normal CDF again. So I want to start, somewhere really low. If you want to start at negative 1,000, like I said, it wouldn't matter if you started at 0. But we're going to an upper limit of 77 this time. And now the mean is 85, and the standard deviation is 5. Let me just double check those parameters. Yep, 85, 5, 77. Yep. Okay, so we paste, and if you don't have a menu that looks like that, it would look like this, right? Still the same thing. Lower limit, upper limit. The only difference now, instead of this just always staying at 0 and 1, we can adjust the mean and standard deviation for any normal distribution. So I get to 4 decimal places, 0.0548. Okay, so let's take a look at another one, see if they give us a different variation of that. So now we're going x greater than 42, mean 50, standard deviation 7. So again, try to picture mean is 50, but we're looking for x's that would be greater than 42. So 42 is going to live down here, 50 is here, 42 is here below it, and we want everything bigger than it, everything to the right. So this is an area to the right problem. So again, I check my parameters, greater than 42, and we got 50 and 7. So if you want to just second enter, so this time 42 is going to be my lower limit. Okay, so we have 42, lower limit, then just pick something really high for the upper limit, like 1,000. Okay, we can go as far as we want there. And then our mean and standard deviation are 50 and 7. We can just delete that last parenthesis so we're not confused. So 0.873, that 4 is going to round up to a 5, right? This 5 makes that 4 go up. So 0.8735. It really is that easy. So let's see, number 3, now we've got two limits here. We're going to be living between 65 and 75. Mean is 82, standard deviation is 5. So 65 to 75, let's see what that looks like. So now my lower limit is 65. Comma, upper limit 75, comma, need to double check my mean and standard deviation, I forgot them already, 82 and 5. Close it and delete anything we don't need. 0.0804. Check that. Okay, let's clear all these. Let's clear everything here and see if I can do this again. Oh. Okay, so this is good. I wanted to start this one from scratch. This is a 3-parter. We did one like this in our practice in class. Mean this time is 6.1. Standard deviation is 2.4. We want the probability that somebody's response is less than 4. Okay, So this is going to be, our lower limit is going to be like negative infinity or negative 1,000. 4 is the upper limit because we want everything less than it. And then our mean and standard deviation are 6.1 and 2.4 respectively. So we pick a really low lower limit, like negative 100. Again, like, negative 10 should be plenty big enough given the mean and standard deviation that we have, but we'll just be excessive with that. Upper limit is 4. The mean, if I remember correctly, was 6.1. And the standard deviation, I just need to double check that, is 2.4. So I get 0.1908, that would be, right? Okay. Now they ask a follow-up to that. What's the probability it's between 4 and 6? So the nice thing here is I don't have to change my mean and standard deviation. I just go back to second enter and just change my lower limit and my upper limit. This is asking me for the probability that my values live between 4 and 6. So 4 becomes my lower limit. We can delete the stuff we don't need here. And then my upper limit is 6. Same mean, same standard deviation, so I don't change those. 0.2926. And last one, more than 8, right? So where's that going to be? 6.1's here, 8's over here, so 8's my lower limit, more than 8. So 8 becomes the lower limit. You can use the exact same numbers we just had. And then we want to pick a really big, high upper limit. So 8, comma, I'm going to insert some spots here. 8 to 100, let's say. Okay, and we still got the comma in there. 0.2143. Watch your rounding on these. Right, follow the directions on the rounding. 4 decimal places for that one. Okay, so down here they're asking me whether any of these probabilities are unusual. None of them are less than 0.05, so none of these events are unusual. So we'd say there are no unusual events in there. And we can move on. And I think the last one I wanted to take a peek at is number 11. Let's see what that looks like. So you can see not a lot of questions in this section because it's all a lot like the last one. So this is, it's already shaded. They give me the lower limit, upper limit, and then the mean standard deviation. I just want to make sure, I think we did this in class as well, everybody can see how we would cue this up in the calculator. So we're going from 283 to 294. Those are our limits. Right, you have your lower limit, upper limit, and they even shade it for you. 283 to 294. So I'll type those in. And then of course we need our mean and our standard deviation, so let me go back and take a peek at those. 271 and 12 respectively. Should be good to go. 0.131, and that would just be 0 to the 4th decimal place, so 0.131 should be good. Okay. And that should put you in a good spot to get most of the calculator stuff done for 5.2.